Namaste, my dear friends. Today, I want to talk to you about something very simple yet very powerful: your life, your choices, and the way you start a new year. Every transformation begins with a single step, and that step is often taken the moment we wake up. The way you start your day is not just a routine, it is the blueprint for the entire 24 hours. When you wake up with purpose, when you choose to consciously decide how your day will unfold, you are planting seeds for a future that is intentionally designed rather than left to chance. Think about it: most people wake up on autopilot, reaching for their phones, scrolling through social media, reacting to notifications, and allowing external circumstances to dictate their mood and energy. But when you begin with purpose, you reclaim your power to shape the narrative of your life. Starting your day with purpose doesn't require grand gestures or elaborate rituals. It can be as simple as taking a few moments to set a clear intention, to remind yourself of your goals, or to express gratitude for the gift of a new day. This practice aligns your mind, body, and spirit, and it creates a momentum that carries you forward. Purpose acts like a compass. It provides direction amidst the distractions, pressures, and uncertainties that life inevitably throws your way. When your actions are guided by intention, every choice becomes meaningful. Even the mundane tasks become part of a bigger story, a story that you are authoring consciously rather than living passively. Moreover, starting your day with purpose influences not only what you do but also how you feel. There is a certain energy and clarity that comes from knowing why you are doing what you are doing. You are less likely to be pulled into negativity, procrastination, or aimless wandering because you have already anchored yourself in what truly matters. The first hour of your day has a disproportionate effect on your productivity, your mindset, and your emotional well-being. It is a time when your mind is fresh, your willpower is at its peak, and your creative energy is abundant. To waste it is to surrender control, but to use it intentionally is to invest in the success and fulfillment of your day, your month, and ultimately your year. Creating a purposeful morning routine is also about alignment with your long-term vision. It is a daily commitment to yourself, a reaffirmation of your priorities, and a subtle but powerful act of self-respect. Whether it is through meditation, journaling, reading, exercising, or simply reflecting in silence, these moments shape the person you are becoming. The habits you build in these early hours ripple throughout every aspect of your life, influencing decisions, relationships, and outcomes in ways that compound over time. In essence, a purposeful morning is not just about productivity, it is about cultivating a mindset that sees opportunities, embraces challenges, and navigates life with clarity and confidence. Expand no to keynote no 6 it into 400 words. Don't add ending sentences. Don't add any heading. Consistency is the silent force behind every remarkable achievement. Most people believe that success comes from sudden bursts of effort, dramatic changes, or rare strokes of luck. But in reality, it is the small, repeated actions taken day after day that build extraordinary results. Imagine a drop of water falling on a rock. One drop may seem insignificant, but over time, that steady persistence wears down stone and shapes landscapes. Similarly, your consistent actions, no matter how small they appear in the moment, compound over weeks, months, and years to create results that feel almost miraculous. The challenge is that consistency requires patience, discipline, and trust in the process. It is tempting to look for quick fixes or instant gratification. But true transformation does not happen overnight. You have to resist the urge to compare your journey with others or to measure progress solely by dramatic outcomes. Every time you show up, every time you choose to follow through on your commitments, you are strengthening your character, building momentum, and reinforcing habits that will serve you long into the future. Consistency is not about perfection, it is about commitment. It is about being willing to do what needs to be done, even when motivation fades or excitement diminishes. One of the most powerful aspects of consistency is its ability to create trust in yourself and trust from others. When you are consistent in your actions, you become reliable, and reliability fosters confidence and credibility. People start to notice, opportunities begin to open up, and doors that were previously closed start to reveal themselves. At the same time, consistency shapes your internal world. It instills discipline, resilience, and a sense of accomplishment, because each day that you follow through is a day that reinforces your belief in your own ability to achieve what you set out to do. Consistency also amplifies learning and growth. Every repeated effort provides feedback, every small step offers insight, and every attempt teaches something new. Unlike sporadic efforts, consistent actions allow you to refine your approach, adjust your strategies, and deepen your understanding over time. Habits become stronger, skills become sharper, and confidence grows steadily. Even when progress seems slow or invisible, the truth is that you are laying a foundation that will support success far beyond what you can see in the present. The key is to honor the process, embrace patience, and recognize that meaningful results are rarely instant. But the journey itself shapes you in profound ways that set the stage for lasting transformation. The people you surround yourself with have an immense influence on the way you think, act, and ultimately, the life you create. Your environment is not just a backdrop to your daily experiences, it is a subtle force that shapes your mindset, your habits, and even your ambitions. When you spend most of your time with people who inspire you, challenge you to grow, and hold you accountable, you elevate your own standards. Conversely, if you are constantly around negativity, complacency, or discouragement, it becomes difficult to maintain focus, motivation, or belief in your potential. Choosing your circle carefully is not a superficial decision, it is a strategic move that impacts every area of your life. Human beings are naturally influenced by those around them. We absorb attitudes, behaviors, and energy from our peers without even realizing it. That is why it is said that you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your closest companions are ambitious, disciplined, and optimistic, those qualities begin to reflect in your own choices and actions. On the other hand, a toxic or unsupportive circle can subtly erode your confidence, distract you from your goals, and normalize mediocrity. Surrounding yourself with positive, driven, and uplifting individuals is like planting seeds in fertile soil. The growth potential is limitless. The impact of your circle is not limited to external outcomes. It deeply affects your internal world as well. Encouraging relationships boost your mental and emotional well-being, reduce stress, and foster resilience. Constructive feedback from trusted peers helps you identify blind spots, refine your strategies, and pursue continuous improvement. At the same time, being mindful of your circle also means being willing to distance yourself from influences that drain your energy or stunt your growth. It is not about judgment or superiority. It is about self-preservation, clarity, and creating an environment conducive to success and fulfillment. Additionally, your circle can inspire accountability and consistency. When you share your goals with people who genuinely care about your progress, you are more likely to follow through because there is a sense of shared responsibility. Observing others' achievements can motivate you to raise your own standards, while their struggles can teach valuable lessons about perseverance and resilience. Over time, the collective energy, mindset, and habits of your circle shape the trajectory of your life, often in ways far beyond what any single decision or effort could achieve. Choosing wisely is therefore not optional, it is essential if you want to grow, thrive, and step into the version of yourself that you aspire to become. Gratitude is a simple yet transformative practice that has the power to shift the way we perceive our lives. It is easy to get caught up in what is missing, what is wrong, or what could have been better. But taking time each day to acknowledge the blessings, lessons, and opportunities we already have changes our mindset profoundly. Reflection allows us to pause, step back from the rush of daily life, and recognize the small and large gifts that surround us. When we cultivate a habit of gratitude and reflection, we begin to see life through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity, and this perspective fuels motivation, contentment, and resilience. Starting a daily practice of gratitude does not require complicated rituals. It can be as simple as writing down 3 things you are thankful for each morning or evening, or mentally acknowledging moments that brought joy, learning, or connection. These small acts remind us that no matter the challenges we face, there are constants and positives in our lives: friends, family, health, opportunities, and personal growth. Reflection paired with gratitude helps us appreciate the journey, not just the destination. It teaches us that every day holds moments worth cherishing, even if the overall picture seems difficult. This awareness strengthens emotional stability, reduces stress, and enhances mental clarity, allowing us to approach challenges with a balanced perspective. Moreover, gratitude shapes the way we interact with the world. When we focus on what we are thankful for, our relationships deepen because we notice and appreciate the efforts and presence of others. Acts of kindness become more natural, patience increases, and empathy grows. Reflection allows us to learn from experiences rather than be weighed down by them. By considering what went well and what could be improved, we develop self-awareness and insight, which are crucial for personal growth and meaningful achievement. These practices create a feedback loop. Gratitude improves mindset, reflection enhances learning, and together they guide us to make better decisions, respond with greater composure, and maintain focus on our goals. Consistency in gratitude and reflection is key. The mind has a tendency to drift toward negativity or focus on unmet desires, but by deliberately cultivating appreciation for the present and awareness of past lessons, we rewire our mental patterns over time. This rewiring does not just affect our thoughts, it impacts our energy, our productivity, and the overall quality of our lives. People who practice gratitude and reflection regularly are often calmer, more confident, and more intentional in their choices. It is a subtle discipline, yet one that carries profound consequences, influencing both our inner world and the tangible outcomes of our efforts. Failure is often perceived as something to avoid, a mark of weakness, or a signal that we are not capable enough. Yet, in truth, failure is one of the most powerful teachers we will ever encounter. Every mistake, setback, or misstep carries valuable feedback if we are willing to observe it without judgment. When we embrace failure as feedback rather than as a final verdict on our abilities, we open ourselves to growth, learning, and resilience. It is through failure that we discover our limits, test our perseverance, and identify areas that need improvement. Avoiding failure may protect us temporarily, but it also limits our potential and keeps us from stepping into experiences that could transform our lives. The first step in reframing failure is to shift our mindset. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" we can ask, "What is this teaching me?" Each failure holds clues about what strategies work, what attitudes hinder progress, and what changes are necessary for success. By approaching mistakes with curiosity rather than fear or shame, we remove the emotional burden that often paralyzes action. The process of trial and error becomes less about proving ourselves and more about discovering what works, building competence, and refining our approach. This mindset transforms obstacles into opportunities, turning the inevitable challenges of life into stepping stones for growth. Furthermore, embracing failure as feedback fosters resilience. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are unavoidable. The ability to navigate disappointment, learn from it, and continue moving forward is what separates those who ultimately succeed from those who give up. Resilience is strengthened each time we confront failure without being defined by it. We develop emotional strength, patience, and adaptability, qualities that are essential for both personal fulfillment and professional achievement. Viewing failure as feedback also encourages experimentation and innovation. When we are not paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes, we take bolder action, explore new paths, and unlock potential that might otherwise remain hidden. Failure also has a humbling effect. It reminds us that success is never guaranteed and that effort, reflection, and learning are ongoing processes. Accepting failure with grace allows us to build empathy and understanding toward others who are struggling. It cultivates humility and perspective, enabling us to appreciate success when it comes and to handle setbacks with equanimity. Over time, the habit of treating failure as feedback reshapes our relationship with challenges. Rather than avoiding risks, we begin to approach them strategically, prepared to learn and grow regardless of the outcome. By internalizing this principle, we transform what once seemed threatened into a source of empowerment, insight, and continuous development. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools for shaping the future because the mind often cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined experience and reality. When you take the time to clearly picture your ideal year, your goals, or even a specific outcome, you are training your brain to recognize opportunities and prepare for success. Visualization is not mere daydreaming, it is a deliberate mental rehearsal that programs your subconscious mind, aligns your actions, and creates a roadmap for what you want to achieve. The more detailed and emotionally charged your visualization, the stronger its impact on your motivation, focus, and decision making. When you visualize, you engage multiple senses. You imagine not only what achieving your goal looks like, but also how it feels, sounds, and even smells. This multisensory approach makes the experience more real to your mind and body, create a sense of familiarity, and reducing resistance when you encounter real-life challenges. Athletes, performers, and successful leaders have long used visualization as a technique to enhance performance. By mentally rehearsing success, they reduce anxiety, increase confidence, and prime themselves for action. Similarly, by visualizing your ideal 2026, you are setting the stage for your subconscious mind to align thoughts, behaviors, and opportunities in service of that vision. Visualization also strengthens clarity and focus. In the chaos of daily life, it is easy to become distracted by obligations, trivial concerns, or fleeting desires. A clear mental image of your desired outcome serves as a guiding star. It reminds you of what matters, motivates you to prioritize effectively, and helps you make decisions that are consistent with your long-term vision. It turns abstract goals into tangible targets and keeps you anchored when challenges arise. Over time, this practice builds mental discipline, resilience, and a sense of purpose, all of which are critical for sustained progress. Another powerful aspect of visualization is its ability to influence belief and confidence. When you repeatedly see yourself succeeding in your mind, your brain begins to internalize that success is possible. This strengthens self-efficacy, the belief in your capacity to achieve your goals, which in turn drives consistent action and perseverance. Visualization is a rehearsal for life. It reduces fear of failure, enhances creativity in problem solving, and allows you to approach challenges with a proactive mindset. Finally, visualization is most effective when paired with deliberate action. Imagining success alone is not enough. It must inspire purposeful steps, daily habits, and conscious choices that bring the vision closer to reality. Each time you visualize your ideal day, week, or year, you are essentially scripting a blueprint for action, create a mental map that guides your efforts, and fostering the belief that your goals are attainable and within reach. And so, my dear friends, as we step into 2026, remember this: change doesn't happen by chance, it happens by choice.